Fernandes, clever pass to Fred. Early cross. The knockdown from Ronaldo. Lingard's there. Ronaldo's there! Well,
that's what he does, baby. He scores goals. Cristiano Ronaldo scores goals.
Let's go.
That was the weakest intro.
Yeah, that's bad.
Maybe we should have let the monotone guy start that. But all right.
So let's welcome. Listen, this is the False Nine show. We are. I'm Daver from Hull. We have Buddy from the Kirk and Off podcast, and this is produced by Jay, Mixed Master. So thanks for letting us use the studio. We're doing this for. We're gonna put this on the Kirk Minihane Network on YouTube. Because there's we have a pretty good, right, buddy? We have a pretty good soccer community inside of the Kirkman world, which is a lot of people wouldn't think so, but there really is.
It really is surprising how many of us really get into it and stuff. We have, I think there's 2, maybe 3 footy chats,
Yep.
But yeah.
So it's something that me and Buddy always want to talk about. We want to do it under people get mad at him when he does it on Kirk and Off.
Fuck you, Blind Owl, by the way.
Yeah, and people kind of even when they listen to Talking Loud, we have fans who are I don't know if I like soccer. So this is something me and Buddy want to do. We talked to Dave Cullinane. He's going to put it on the network, and we're going to do once a month, Buddy. Right? That's the goal here.
Yeah. Yep.
And that's it. And hopefully you guys like it. If you don't, fuck you. That's totally fine too. But yeah, we're going to get into it. And to start off, to anyone who was just watching that opening clip, that is Ronaldo, okay? That is the god himself, the greatest goal scorer of all time. The man who has scored more goals after the age of 30 than he did before in his 20s, which is fucking nonsense. That's wild. And what he just did there, Buddy, explain to the people that maybe are tuning in that aren't soccer fans, just explain how big... so Buddy is a Manchester United fan, as you can see on his shirt there. How big that goal was for the club.
It's a huge goal. That's why they sign him. They sign him because they want to be relevant again, and he makes them relevant. That goal, that I can't even explain how big of a goal that is. That's going ahead at a last minute field goal, in the first round of the playoffs or something. Say because if this is the biggest tournament in the world, Champions League, World Cup, of course, nationally is the biggest tournament, but Champions League is every year all the marbles. Who's the best club in Europe, and Manchester United is trying to prove that they're back, and they're probably not.
They lost game 1 on the road against a team that they probably should never lose to. It's called Young Boys. They're from wild name. Yeah. Perfectly works out for Kirk. Kirk's I love that.
Little Wayne on them.
Yeah. There's the first J Dad joke. There it is. So. They lost on the road, but they lost, and that's not a game that they should lose. So if they had lost or tied this game at home to Villarreal, another team that they should not be losing or tying to at home, that would not have been... It would have been very problematic for them to try to get out of the group stage in the Champions League, and that's something that they need to do.
Yeah, it totally would have been tough to... It's hard to get out of a group when you're only playing 6 matches.
Yep.
So you've lost the first match away. Okay, yes, it's a match away, but you should beat the shit out of Young Boys every time you play them.
Get ready for that to be a drop, by the way. Get ready for that to be a drop.
But and also you can't so in Champions League qualifying you can't drop points at home. It's the same thing as we'll talk about CONCACAF in a little bit with BMD, but it's the same kind of thing where if you want to be relevant, you have to win your home matches.
You have to. Your home has to be a fortress in soccer. That's one of the great stats of all time was Jose Mourinho when he took over Chelsea in the Premiership in the mid 2000s. There was, I think Chelsea went something 80 straight games at home without losing. And that's when they dominated the Premier League. Arsenal under Arsene Wenger, when they were dominating the unbeatables, I believe is the nickname of that team. Something as well. They did 50 straight games. Where the great teams. The Invincibles. Thank you, buddy. Thank you. The undefeated. What the fuck was that? Yeah, that was wild. Yeah, I'm trying. So, yes, your home stadium has to be a fortress, especially now with the fans back too. When it was COVID, it was one thing, right? It was silence. It was just different. Now that the fans are back, it has to be back to being a fortress. So yeah, it was a huge goal. It was the 94th minute. Literally, it was probably going to be the last kick of the game. And, someone wrote an article I saw this week, buddy, and I just don't disagree. He's maybe the greatest clutch soccer player. Who's scored more late big goals than him?
I'm not the person to ask that because I think he is the most clutch. You know what I mean?
It's crazy.
Yeah,
for national team and clubs.
He scored a ton of goals for Portugal, but I would say he maybe doesn't seem to like rise to the occasion as like every single time for Portugal. I think it's a little bit easier for clubs too, just the way that national games go, dude,
Yeah, of course.
where like everybody's scared to concede, everybody plays slow, like it's not open. You play the club game, everything's open.
Yeah, and you play with those guys every day. You practice with them every day.
Totally, and that's one of the things that's so frustrating about Manchester United is like so you're saying like it should be a fortress at home, it should be a fortress at Old Trafford. They should never drop points. That's the only place they drop points.
It's crazy.
When they go on the road, they're it's full speed, like down somebody's neck, like they're coming at you because the home team is also like the home team's trying to win. You know what I mean? So that allows Manchester United to be who they want to be. But right now, like they don't have any play styles. They can't get things going.
Let's get into that. As a Manchester United fan, I do want to get into that. You look at that roster, and I want to get into the Premier League is something that like. Honestly, it's an unbelievable league to watch. I know Young Leg's not going to like to hear this. Shout out Young Leg on Twitter. But it's just an awesome league because of the money, right? I mean, they got the most money. Those clubs, if you're a bottom tier club in the Premier League, you're probably worth more than, the biggest team in Portugal, like for instance, or other Holland or whatever.
Not even a question.
It's not even a question. Your salaries are higher. You're able to buy like bigger players than those teams. But one thing I'll say is it's like, the Premier League is you're playing a tough team pretty much every week. A West Ham United and Aston Villa can go in and play with you. But you look at that Manchester roster, buddy. I mean, Paul Pogba, Bruno Fernandes, Cristiano Ronaldo, Mason Greenwood. Attacking wise, they should not have issues scoring or whatever. Now I know Ronaldo just signed, but I also feel like where's Paul Pogba? When he's on, it's a beautiful thing to watch. He, to me, is probably the most talented footballer in the world. And he's not even brought up in discussions anymore as far as like top 5 goes. He's really not. And Bruno Fernandes, since he's come to that team, has taken over the alpha role.
Yeah.
And Paul has just kind of let him. Like, Paul loves him. They look like they actually have a really great relationship.
I think Bruno Fernandes is the biggest factor in Paul Pogba, like, staying, hopefully, if he does stay. But, like, so, I mean, But
if you're Paul Pogba, how are you not the fucking alpha before now Cristiano's the alpha of all alphas, right?
Yeah.
But, like, is that just his personality? Like, I just think that dude, when he's on, I mean, he makes passes like on a fucking dime from 60 yards away whenever he wants.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I mean, and you're asking where he is. He has 7 assists this season or some shit like that. He has 4 assists.
But you know what I'm saying. When you watch the game, he disappears sometimes, dude.
That's every United fan's like gripe with Pogba, but I think what you've seen over like this calendar year, like if you extend it out like through last season. Is him being more happy in like the role that he likes the most, which is like that left wing role, which doesn't actually suit United right now. Like they need Pogba in the middle of the pitch, but he's so dynamic in that role. He loves to be in that left wing, cut in like and become that second number 10, which is good. Which like I think like so you say Bruno came in and like took over Pogba's spot. I think Bruno came in and like is able to be great because of the work that Pogba
I'm not saying he took his actual spot. What I'm saying is like his personality permeated throughout the team. He became the leader of the team right away, which is I'm just surprised that Pogba, and maybe that's just not his style, maybe it's not his personality. That's totally fine.
Well, when you look at like Bruno's personality though, like it's fiery. Like, it's easy to get behind. If there's a bad call against him, he's throwing his hands at the ref. If like okay, he misses like whatever. Okay, somebody plays a bad pass. He's okay. It's okay. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Telling him to try again. He's willing to try things. He's willing to put people into space. He's willing to make mistakes like to score goals, and that's why United score so many goals now.
So let me ask you then. So I guess the question I want to get to you is how the Premier League this year looks very, very tight. You have Manchester City, but I'm going to come out and say it, man, without an actual true striker, and that's so the name of the podcast called The False Nine, and for anyone who, coming into soccer for the first time, if you're listening, The False Nine is basically a team that plays without a true number 9 striker. So they're playing with like a lot of midfielders, and that's the way that Spain plays a lot. They played a lot during their great era. Mm-hmm. They had Torres and stuff like that, but they would play games without any striker, and that kind of started that trend. Pep Guardiola in Manchester City this year, he's going without a striker pretty much every game. Now they'll dominate, but then you see some games and they need that last cutting edge and they don't have it. So I think they're the most talented team, but I don't know if they're going to win it. Chelsea Tuchel's done a great job over there with Chelsea.
Yep.
They look dangerous, but they did lose to Man City. I think it's going to be it's Manchester City, Manchester United, and Chelsea to me are clearly the top 3 teams. Mm-hmm. Is that, what do you...
The only part that I might disagree with you is that, like, it pains me to say it, but I'd probably add Liverpool to that group. I think they're that good still. Like, you know what I mean? Like they're not. They might not be as hungry as they want. And
I just don't know if they're deep enough. They get one injury, like up top, dude. They're kind of hurting.
Yeah, which is a good point.
And they're playing Champions League as well too.
Yeah, so I think this season probably comes down to whoever has like less to play for wins the Premier League. Like United, United's already out of one cup, could be out of Champions League soon. All these guys could mean Chelsea lost this week too. But like,
so where do you put Manchester United's chances? Does Ronaldo what are you seeing that
they're contenders, dude?
Yeah, you fully believe that
they without so if you look at like this transfer window or this past transfer window, like minus Cristiano Ronaldo, because obviously that happened at the end. So okay, they're bringing a backup goalie. No one gives a shit. They're bringing Jadon Sancho, who's going to need
stinks.
Okay, yeah,
he stinks. He stinks.
No, he's going to need time.
He stinks.
He
stinks. He's $100 million player who stinks. Like he stinks. Like he's $100 million player who can't get on the field.
That's not true.
He stinks.
That's not true.
Scott McTominay starts over him. Like, what are we doing here?
That's an asset. That's a comparison that somebody who doesn't know the game would make. No. But you're talking.
So you're saying Dave doesn't know the game?
Well, I mean, if you want to compare McTominay to fucking Jadon Sancho,
so let me ask you, where's the path to Sancho starting? Where is the path?
But no, that's a good point. There has to be rotation. Like Ronaldo's playing every match, and that's I want to talk about that. But so Ronaldo's playing every match right now. Like he's going to need to be.
So that's Cavani
now. Yeah, and Cavani too. But I don't think United thinks Cavani can play 70, 80 minutes every week, and he can't.
Okay, but he'll play when Ronaldo takes a break. That still doesn't get Sancho in the lineup.
No, that's one spot though. So if you're talking about that spot, that's just the number 9. That left side has its rotation between Pogba, who might have to come back into the middle sometimes. There's Pogba, there's Rashford, there's Sancho, and there's Greenwood. Those are the 4 guys who.
So you paid $100 million for a rotational player.
Kind of no. But he's going to grow into it. Yeah, but that's it. No, but when you pay for that, you think he's going to grow into it. Maybe he doesn't, but that's what you think.
This is where I'm at now. Listen, he was fine at Borussia Dortmund. I'm not saying that.
It's a way different atmosphere.
It's a way different atmosphere. Yeah. I didn't see the whole oh my god, go get him. I'm the same way with Jack Wilshere. I got kind of flamed on Twitter this week because I just don't think that Jack Grealish. I'm sorry, Jack Wilshere. Holy shit.
Yeah, I know. Throwback.
Throwback. Jack Grealish, who signed with Manchester City. I don't see $100 million player. I just think the English bias sometimes really creeps in, and these guys think that these guys are like to me, Sancho.
There's a phrase for that. I don't think it's the English text.
It's Sancho not being able to even get ahead of the kid from Arsenal on the English national team this summer. To me, would have been a concern if I'm Man United.
I don't and people say that because people say the same thing about Greenwood. Greenwood didn't even make that squad. I don't that. That doesn't matter to me. That's a different role that they need.
All right, so that's fine. Let's throw that out the window.
But for 1 second, so that role that they need filled, they need. What was it? Saka, right? They need Saka to do mad work. That's not who Sancho is.
Okay.
So if you wanted to do all that work, and and to that same point, Saka took Phil Foden's spot, dude. Phil Foden's supposed to be God. Phil Foden is worth more than Mason Greenwood, who I think Mason Greenwood's worth $170 million. But
that's insanity, by the way.
It's
insanity.
He's the best young player on the planet.
Oh, you're insane. You're insane. You're insane. All right, but anyway, we're gonna get to that eventually. Yeah. So to me, you look at United and I'm gonna keep saying this, and people get mad. I know this summer was a battle every day in the Euros. Yeah. Thank God England didn't win. Praise be to God. But
you don't believe in God, stuff.
Yeah, yeah, I do. I love God. So.
He said, "I love God."
I love God. Me and God are cool, man. So Sancho, it's just to me that English bias comes in, and you spend that much money for a rotational piece, is insane to me, and that just shows you the money that's in England, which is fine.
Yep.
But I personally don't see it. I think that I'll give Ole the one thing I'll give him credit is he's not forcing it because of the amount of money that they spend.
Mm-hmm. So what I would say
I'll give him that.
What I would say about Sancho, obviously, so he doesn't look like $100 million player now. Who would disagree with you? But so he's 21. The only or 22, whatever. The only place he's ever played before this professionally is Borussia Dortmund.
Yep.
He was in City's as an
academy. Yep.
So he goes to Borussia Dortmund. And this isn't even my take. I seen on Twitter. Was it Samuel Luckhurst who said it? It didn't matter. But so you go to a feeder club where all you have to do is play.
Yeah.
All you're trying to do is win one German cup. You can't compete with Bayern
Munich.
You're just trying to make that club.
Right.
Yeah, exactly. So he's just having fun. Now he's in a club where there is a lot depending on him, a lot riding on him, and he has to grow into that role. I think I've seen I have seen Jadon Sancho play this season where I'm like, I have seen enough of this guy. Like I am done. But I've also seen glimpses where he's playing passes and making like the next move, and the United players aren't fucking smart enough to know what he's doing. Like, so he's out in space, and then fucking, to your point, McTominay's playing back to Harry Maguire, and it's like, we're trying to fucking score goals here, dog.
Yeah.
Like, what? Like, everything. We don't need 2 number 6s. We don't need back passes every time. Like, we need a style of play, and that's something United lack.
So let me ask you something. You brought up a great name, Marcus Rashford, as well too, who last year was like an automatic starter. He was a guy who was playing all the time, and that's what I look at United is they definitely have the depth to do Champions League and Premier League, because you have Rashford, you have Anthony Martial was awesome for United at the end last year.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like, I'm saying, if you have to play that guy in a Champions League, you should still be fine against like a young boys.
Yeah,
like, I'm not sure Ronaldo should be playing and then they lose when Ronaldo playing even though he scored. Yeah. Right? So like, you have those sort of guys, but like, do those guys, if they're not getting enough minutes now, like, do you lose them? That's what I guess my question is.
I don't think that there's not enough minutes to go. I mean, there are if you're only playing for the Premier League. Like, so like January on, that's a problem if you can't get out of these group stages and shit. But like, so right, Rashford is just coming back. He played almost every match last year for Manchester United. He had a ligament damage in his ankle and a shoulder problem. So he got his first 3-month break of his career these last 3 months because he's been hurt. So like, hopefully he becomes something that he was in the beginning of his career. He stopped being dynamic at the end of last season, and you could see the injuries like piling up. He's somebody who needs a rest. I think Mason Greenwood needs a rest right now. Like, he looks sluggy, you know what I mean? He looks
so fast last year. Towards the after when they came back from the restart or whatever they called it, he was fucking dynamic. So, like, I do agree with you. At that point, I was like, man, this kid's gonna be.
I think Mason Greenwood is Manchester United's best player this year. Like since
you
2021.
are just like off the rails.
So okay, so one of us watches every single Manchester United.
Like, I mean,
one of us watches when his Twitter friends talk about it.
Like, this is wild.
No, it's just
wild.
Who's the better player over the last since January then?
Oh, okay. I thought you meant like so far this season.
No, since January. Who's the best player since January?
Okay. I misunderstood.
Yeah.
All right.
I know you did.
I would say actually you're still wrong, Luke Shaw. But anyway,
that's the only argument you can make because it's not Bruno.
Yeah, no,
that's the only argument you can make because it's not Bruno. Like okay, this season maybe De Gea is the best player, which is not great for Manchester.
So one more thing with Manchester United, and then we're going to move on to another topic. Yeah. What did you think of the Bruno Fernandes and Ronaldo penalty like sort of deal? Ronaldo's first game, he took the penalty. Right, the first Premier League game when they needed a penalty, week 1. That's how I think he got one of his goals, if I'm not mistaken.
No, I don't think he got.
No, it wasn't a penalty.
No, because that was United's first penalty of the year.
Okay, so all right, so I take that back. Yeah. All right, then my fault. So all right, in United's first penalty, Bruno takes it. The goalie's taunting Ronaldo. You could see Ronaldo wanted to take that so fucking bad. Yeah. Right, and Pogba walks Ronaldo away. Yeah. Says let Bruno take it. He's been taking him. Blah blah blah. Yeah. How they don't have that worked out before the game is always wild to me. Anyway, how did you feel in the 94th minute about the greatest goal scorer in the history walking this fucking God's green earth, not taking a penalty to salvage a point?
Am I going to be allowed to answer this?
Yeah.
I completely fine.
You fucking stink.
Completely fine.
You were completely fine with it?
Completely fine with it. Because Bruno Fernandes, I think this Joshua's point. Like, Bruno Fernandes is the guy who takes the penalties on their club. Like, and to me, there wasn't even, like what was going on in the box wasn't, there was nobody questioning. Bruno already had the ball. He's waiting at the spot. Everybody knows. In my opinion, what happened in the box is Emmy's trying to get in their head.
Which he did.
Right? Yeah, obviously, which he did. Bruno missing.
And also, Ronaldo was fired up. Ronaldo was like, let me fucking take this. Like, I want to bury this on this kid.
I know. That's something Ronaldo was great at. And that's why, like, I texted my brother after. Like, I'm like, yo, Bruno can't be great because he missed that. Like, that's how you know he's not the next thing because he missed that. In my opinion, what's happening in that box is it's not Pogba saying to Ronaldo, hey, it's Bruno's penalty to take. It's like, hey, let's get out of here. Let him take his penalty. Not like you shouldn't be there. He's just saying,
he was just saying, calming him down. Yeah,
like let the man do it. He's gonna do it. Like he doesn't miss, and then he missed, which I thought to me like the biggest crime and like what happened in that missed penalty is like Bruno going for power. Like that's not your game, dude. Beat him like Jorginho beat that fucking keeper where he got applauded before the ball was in the back of the net. Like just beat him. put your dick on the table, jump in his fucking face, and say like, "Fuck, you're nothing, dude."
And that's all Ronaldo wanted to do. You could see Ronaldo when
yeah.
he was taunting Ronaldo, he was getting, because the goalie, if anyone watched it, go back and watch the clip. He's pointing at Ronaldo. He's like, "You take it, you take it."
Yeah,
and Ronaldo's like, "Fuck you, fuck yeah, I'll take it." You know.
I know. Yeah.
So let me ask you, what happens? What happens with the next penalty?
I think Bruno takes it, and then if
Bruno takes it.
I do 100%. And then if Bruno misses it, then there's a problem. But for the next one, Bruno's the guy, dude. He's missed 2 penalties since he's been in Manchester.
I get it. I mean, they called him, last year. You got all the taunts last year. All his goals were penalties. So I'm not saying, I'm just saying it's like, to put it in like American sports terms, I don't know. It's almost like having Tom Brady in a 2-minute drive and be like, hey, let's bring in fucking Jimmy Garoppolo for this one. Like, I don't, you know what I'm saying? Like, I don't know, man. Like, maybe a penalty in the middle of the game, but a penalty like the last shot of the game. The dude's so clutch.
That's fair.
We just called him the greatest clutch player of all time.
No, but I know, but I'd almost like say like it's like not running your running back at first and goal, like at the 1. You know what I mean? Because you wouldn't have 2 great quarterbacks. You might have 2 great running backs.
Well, Tom Brady, Jimmy Garoppolo used to back up Tom Brady.
But Jimmy Garoppolo sucks.
That guy sucks.
Yeah, but like Bruno Fernandes isn't. I'm just saying, like he's kind of the backup in this situation. That's all I'm saying.
He's not. He's the number 10, dude. He wears the armband when Maguire's not there, dude. He's vice captain. He's got like his role is like secure, dude. All
right, so let's switch it over really quick. We're gonna out of the Manchester United talk. I want to get into like TV schedules and how the game has grown here in the United States. And I think it is television. Television has blown up to the point where, like, man, you saw the Euros this summer. The Euros were trending way more than baseball. People were talking about it. It became like a daily talking point. The times of the kickoffs are huge. And I think that's why the Premier League itself has blown up. The money that they get is a lot of... People don't know that NBC pays the Premier League over $1 billion.
Wild, yeah.
For the rights to, the Premier League here in the United States. Only in the United States.
And we get to watch more games than English people do. Yeah, it's wild.
But I will say this. The greed is starting to set in a little bit. Ready? So let me break that down for you. So the Premier League on Saturday, I think why it's so wildly popular is on Saturday and Sunday mornings, you wake up at 7, you're an early rise, you have your coffee, weekend, you want to get going into college football or NFL if you're a sports fan. You have these games, these high energy, high impact, loud. I think NBC does an unbelievable job with like the cameras and the atmosphere. They're the best at it, in my opinion. You watch games on other channels, it's just not fucking close. Fox Sports, ESPN, fucking CBS, none of them come close to giving you the atmosphere that NBC gives you with the Premier League.
Champions League is a perfect example because the Champions League final never feels like Premier League games feel bigger than Champions League finals.
Absolutely, 1000%. You nailed it. Okay, so I think that what NBC does, they do, and the kickoff times are just so fucking perfect for the American audience. They don't go up against the NFL. The last game is done by noon or 12:30, like kickoff. A lot of times,
when the clocks go back, the second Sunday game at 11:30 will finish half hour into the 1 o'clock games.
But other than that, for the most part, like in Saturday mornings, you got them from 7 a.m. usually until like 11 a.m.
And sometimes there's an odd 12-2 game, but still.
But for the most part, you get what I'm saying.
Yeah.
Like it's literally leads you right into like the NFL. So in gambling, let's talk about it, man. Gambling is huge in sports now. So I think that's helped soccer. Soccer's easy to bet on. It's fun to bet on as far as like, you just...
Soccer sucks to bet on.
Well, I'm saying like for people, dude, like people, you say that you don't. I do agree with like the draw and stuff.
The draw,
the draw kind of sucks, but I think that people do love that. You have 2 teams. You have a Tottenham versus Chelsea. You have an Arsenal versus. You pick one team. You bet on it. It's usually kind of even money. You bet goals. You can bet an over. Like there's a lot of goals in the Premier League, right? So I think that helps the like people that kind of want their gambling fix on right before the NFL starts. And I know a lot of guys basically is what I'm saying that got into soccer because of the gambling and now have become like huge fans of it. Yeah, Montante's a perfect example.
Yeah. 100%. And I think one of the things that helps the EPL too, like. Italy plays games around the same time, like so on a random morning you might find AC Milan on the channel.
The language,
or whatever.
The language.
No, totally, yeah. No, but like so they'll be on. You know what I mean? But like I feel like I never see a Spanish match like before noon, dude. You know what I mean? They're always like prime
4 o'clock.
time.
Portugal plays their games at 3-4 o'clock in the afternoon as well.
Dude.
So that's what I'm trying to say. Like I don't know if England is catering to where the kickoffs always at this time.
I'm trying to remember back. Like I've been watching United since 03, 04. Like
So that's something Vigilance Dave maybe can help us out with. He's a long term, whatever.
Totally.
Like,
but I've always watched games at these times. Like, it's always been this way. Like, it's always been like if United played in that 11:30 slot, it's always been me and my dad fighting for the clicker because when the Pats come on, like, it's like no, there's 20 minutes left in that match. Fuck the first quarter. Like, you know what I mean? Like,
and then like I said, Portugal, those games are 2, 3, 4 o'clock in the afternoon kickoffs,
and that's when Champions League games are. That's prime time over there. If you add the 5 hours, that's like when everybody's out of work and stuff. You know
absolutely.
What I mean?
So I think it's amazing what English does, the Premier League and NBC do. Excuse me, but I will say this: you see them starting to get a little bit greedy too. Now they're putting like some big games on that Peacock channel.
Remember when the Premier League first came, like to like when NBC first got it, and then they were like, "Yo, I don't know," but like they're like, "Yo, 5 new Premier League channels, like just to watch games, like in case." So then they did that. Now to your point, now they have an app like Peacock, whatever. You can watch a lot of games on. When Peacock started, or when they started showing games on the app, it was like, hey, each club's gonna have 3 games a year on this app. Like, it might not be like a huge game, obviously. So it might be like United Southampton. It's like, all right, I got to stream that. But now, to your point, they're fucking changing it, dude. They played Liverpool, Chelsea. Oh no, City, Chelsea last week on Peacock. Like, wild. Like the part to me, like, I know that they're
like, don't fuck it up, TV executives. Don't get greedy.
Well, yeah,
don't fuck it up, man.
They're trying to promote their app. I get that.
No one's gonna buy your fucking shitty app, dude.
I know, just to watch this fucking game, dude. Like put on NBC. Let 10 million fucking people watch it
and sell your advertising, you dummy.
Yeah, let somebody with like fucking antennas like watch this game.
Perfect example is what fucking CBS has done to the Champions League. They've made it, to me, a minor fucking tournament. They put all the games. You cannot watch a game on CBS Sports Network, even
not in English.
Not in English.
I can watch United in Spanish. On cable.
On cable. Yeah. Like, it's all on the Paramount fucking Plus network. Yeah, like, I'm not fucking streaming your shitty streaming site to watch it.
I pay $60 a fucking year for that.
That's fucking nuts, dude. See what I'm saying? So you're a dummy. You're catering to them. Yeah. But like, they have the Golazo channel, which is very cool. Mm-hmm. Like, for the Champions League, like they cut to all the games. That's a great idea. Mm-hmm. But to me, not being able to watch like a Champions League game, like, you have to get Paramount. It's like you're making it smaller competition in my eyes.
Yeah, dude.
Like, even the semifinals last year weren't on regular CBS. They were on CBS Sports channel.
Stupid.
It's just dumb. Like, they're overthinking it. They're getting so greedy. They're gonna kind of ruin it.
You know what else CBS does before we get to BMD? They'll put Gus Johnson on a game too. I don't want to hear
they stopped that finally.
Yeah, I don't want to hear fucking Gus. Like, it's okay. Like, whatever. Kirk obviously just showed him the other day too. But like, I don't have to hear Gus Johnson's fake enthusiasm. Dog, you don't get the game. I don't need you. I don't need somebody mispronouncing Mbappe or Neymar or all this like, give me the game. Give me the fucking British guys. Like, leave me alone.
Leave me alone. Yeah. Or even like a halfway. Just get Taylor Twellman off my TV too. ESPN.
Oh God, he's the fucking
worst. All right, so we're gonna go into now the U.S. men's national team.
You want to take a phone call?
Someone's calling in. All right, go ahead.
Hello.
Who's this?
Hello?
Yes, you're on the air. Who's this?
Who's this? This is Brian Avila.
Oh, what's up, dude? What's up, dude? We were just about to call you. You're calling in. Perfect, man. So listen, we're doing the soccer show. We want to have you on just because you're a U.S. men's national team guy. Buddy, not so much. So no, I'm kidding, buddy. So let's go into next week. The U.S. men's play Thursday, October 7th against Jamaica for the CONCACAF qualifying. They're going to play 3 games in this window. Huge games because they almost tied twice in the last window. 5 goals second half or 4 goals second half saved them. What do you think of the roster, first off, and kind of go from there, and we'll get into it.
The roster, obviously, you're missing Pulisic and you're missing Gio.
Yep,
but
huge,
I think it's
huge.
Time, but I think we're going to show our depth that we have now, that we've out of nowhere accumulated with lots of players in Europe. There's some notable guys that are left off the roster. I didn't buy Berhalter's excuse, but
who's the biggest one in your eyes?
Conrad.
I think Pifok, Sebuchu, the one that scored against Manchester United, the game winner there.
Yeah,
Young boys.
Yep, young boys. A lot of young boys.
I think he deserves a look. He's been on a streak lately. Obviously, Josh Sargent was left off, but
he stinks.
I'm kind of down on him.
He stinks. He stinks.
Yeah, I'm down on him. I was big on him, but then I don't know.
What about Conrad? BMD. Is that like? What about Conrad? He's been playing a lot for his club. Yeah,
Marseille.
He looks dynamic, dude. I was a little bit upset he was left off.
Can't hear anything.
You can't hear Conrad De La Fuente? That's who Buddy just asked.
Oh, Conrad, that's a big. Oh man, I don't understand why he was left out. But he hasn't been playing much in France.
I disagree. I thought
he was starting a lot.
He was, but the last couple of games he hasn't been playing much.
I see.
So
I mean, but I don't know, man.
The reason why.
Paul Areola, Gisele Zardes over him. Like, come on, man. Give me a fucking break with those guys.
Well,
I'm over that shit. I'm over it.
Yeah, but you have to think too, like, so going back to the Sancho McTominay thing, like, this is the same thing with Areola, like Conrad. Like, if he has Areola will work. Like, yeah, exactly.
I got you.
And, who's the other one? He always Leggett, Sebastian Leggett.
The Jet's on here too.
Yeah, he's and him. Kellen Acosta does a lot of work for that.
Kellen Acosta is awesome, by the way. No, Kellen Acosta is awesome.
But he's their Fred, dude. He misplays every fucking pass, dude. He breaks it all up.
That guy wins so many balls in the middle of the field, though.
Sorry, BMD.
Sorry, BMD. Go ahead.
No, I think the addition of Gisele Zardes is important to this team.
Okay, all right. Tell me why.
He just finds ways to score on CONCACAF. He's tall. He's lanky. He understands. He's played in these pressure situations before. He's played to qualifying stages. He just finds weird ways to score goals, and I think that's important going into this month. These next 3 games, you need someone like him. He showed his worth in the CONCACAF Gold Cup, and I think he deserved the call up. I really do. So
the thing that we're going to get into, so there's 3 forwards, though, that to me like are huge like call-ups. You have Aronson from RB Salzburg, who's been scoring goals for them. Hoppe from Mallorca. Ricardo Pepe from FC Dallas, who's obviously saved our skin in the last qualifiers, and then Tim Weah gets a shot. So there's a ton of pace on this team. You have Musa from Valencia, who's called up as well. So pace-wise, we're good. I think we'll hit him on the counter. I would love to see. My dream would be to see Weah and Pepe up top together.
That's what I was going to ask BMD. If you thought Pepe deserved to start.
I'm not sure what he's thinking as far as lineup-wise. I know he's going to go with his traditional maybe 4-3-3.
So so I guess what I'm asking is, you said Zardes important in CONCACAF, and I do kind of get what you're saying, right? There's some guys that are just really good at, like, there's a lower ceiling, for instance, right? But they're just really good against the Costa Ricas and the Jamaicas, and they know how to play those teams that sit back, right? And you have experience, and maybe Weah and those guys might be more talented. So I'm asking, like, do you think Zardes starts over like those guys? I guess is what I'm saying. You think he starts with him?
He does.
Yeah.
I wouldn't be surprised if he does or comes off the bench. We need that impact player somewhere. So I wouldn't be surprised if he starts and then you kind of sub in Pepe. I'd like to see Pepe get more time. That way he doesn't get cold feet and think about Mexico, because he's a dual national. And technically,
you got to get him. I'm with you, dude. You've got to get him fucking like totally signed in.
He's done. It's done.
No, it's not done.
He's playing in CONCACAF. It's over.
You sure about that? I thought you get up to 3 games.
Oh, they changed it?
Yes.
You're not capped out after 1 anymore?
No.
That's so dumb.
Yeah, it's 3 games. Yes, I think they changed that, buddy. You get up to like 3 games.
So stupid.
Yeah. So I agree with you with that, BMD. Get that dude capped-eyed. There's rumors of a monster signing of him going to Germany or Italy. Yeah. I mean, the kid's 18 years old. He's fucking. And check him out. He's nasty.
I think he's going to play in the Netherlands.
The academies are getting better. That's Dallas's academy, Philly's academy. They just keep pumping out guys.
Absolutely. Look at it. And honestly, like, even the Revs, like, I don't want to get into MLS this episode. We'll do it another one. But you have Taj Buchanan, you have guys like that their MLS is starting to produce like some really, really actually good young talent that goes to Europe. So one last thing before we let you go, BMD. Buddy wanted me to bring up. So us being like Portuguese and American, right? When we root for like national teams and stuff like that.
Yeah.
So what's your take on like a guy like me who, if Portugal played the United States, like I'm torn. Like I'm totally torn. I just think, to me, I root for Portugal just a little more in that aspect, because I just think it means more to that country to ever win like a World Cup. It would just mean more. Now listen, I'm not one of those people when like the USA beat Portugal in the World Cup a few years ago. My dad owned a restaurant. We actually had people there, and I yelled at these old Portuguese dudes who were like, "Fuck USA, piece of shit." I'm like, buddy, you fucking live here, bro. Like, what the fuck are you talking about? Like, I was like not upset. I was kind of proud of the United States that day, to be totally honest with you. I thought Portugal overlooked them. But if you put a gun to my head, if you made me choose if they played each other in a World Cup final, I think it means more to the country of Portugal as a whole to for that. So what's your thought on that? Am I a traitor?
No, I mean, if
You are a traitor.
No. Tell me your real feelings, BMD. Come on.
I mean, no, you want to go with your heart. You know, that's what you want to do. You go with your heart. I'm not going to convince you. You'll be the enemy to me on game day.
I love it. So you're USA.
Yeah, I bleed red, white, and blue. I'm Portuguese, and I'm proud to be Portuguese. I was born in America. I'm just committed to my country, and it's good for the sport. It'd be nice for them to play. I look forward to it. I don't
like them. I just get me, like, it's been like I think twice now in World Cups where they end up in the same fucking group. I'm like, leave me the fuck alone, guys. Like, Jesus Christ, dude, this is awful. Like, I don't want to see them play. I don't like it because then I really am. I'm torn the whole game. It sucks.
Yeah,
like it sucks.
It makes it easier when you could cheer for two teams if they don't have to play each other. But
yeah, all right. You got any?
When it comes down to it, I'm American, so I go for USA. You know.
All right, buddy. Buddy, you got anything else for BMD?
No, BMD. Do you have any questions for us?
Oh, there you go. that's a throwback.
You have any questions for us, BMD?
No. Good luck with your show. I can't wait for it to be on. I'm looking forward to watching it.
All right. So it's your bedtime right now, correct? Or in an hour?
It's getting close. I'm actually gonna go pick up my beef at 6:00.
Oh, hold on. Hey, BMD, really quick. Phil just walked in. We're gonna be recording Talking Loud, Say Nothing a little bit. You had a question for Phil. You had a question for Phil that you wanted me to ask him. Yeah. Phil, BMD wants a question for you.
Let me hop on the mic real quick.
He's so happy.
Oh, don't show these.
Go ahead.
What kind of 12-year-old drinks a small with the beef?
The Big Talk Boys video.
It's the one that has to wake up at like 6:45, 7 o'clock in the morning the next day. So I'm not gonna have vino caralho.
That was lunch.
That was a lunch, caralho. She was at 7 o'clock at night, man.
The whole episode.
Yeah, well, good. At least you all watch. Thank you for the views.
One guy's watering down is small. What the hell was that?
Oh yeah, water. No, I'll go.
The Costello and the small. That's a big thing. Actually.
We asked him. I was like, "What the fuck?" He goes, "Oh, it just makes you like extra fizzy." I'm like, "That's fucking weird."
Yeah.
But we need some BMD action on fucking Big Talk Boys. What's up?
There you go.
And then you can drink vino caralho.
All right, enough promoting. We're gonna go. All right, hey BMD, have fun in Saco tomorrow, brother.
Forza by Fika.
All right, guys. Love you guys. Bye.
Take care. All right, guys. So, buddy, anything else that you got? I think we're gonna save some topics on the next episode. We did a solid half hour. I think we hit like everything I wanted to get to on the first one. Like I said, we're gonna be doing once a month, guys. Go follow us on Twitter. Jay's got the header on the camera there at the False 9 Show. So follow us on Twitter. If you have any questions coming up for soccer stuff, we'll be reconvening in a couple of weeks. We'll react to the USA, the 3 games in the window that are coming up next week. We'll definitely be doing some reactions to that. If you guys have any questions, if you want to call into the show, talk soccer too. Any Minute fans out there that want to talk, want to scratch that itch, we'll take some phone calls too, man. So hit us up.
The only thing I'd say is let's close. You taking the victory lap. Benfica won 3-0 over Barcelona.
Oh, Tom, filho da puta! All right,
that's a good way to end it.
3-0. That's a big one from Benfica home against Barcelona. It's not your father's Barcelona. It's definitely not. I get it, but it's still that fucking shirt. You beat that team 3-0 at home. Exactly, absolutely, buddy. Yeah. That's a fucking monster win for our club. And thank you for that, buddy. All right, yeah. All right, guys. We'll see you on the rebound. And everyone have fun in soccer tomorrow. It's gonna be a good time. Take care.
Yep.